So Amber is our, she's our all tech guru. I mean, she's Blackboard queen, you know, you name it. She's all those things. And I drive her crazy right about now. So I'm so happy she's coming. A lot of you are just getting familiar with Blackboard. Vicky's getting into it for the first time, and Jody, probably one of the first times for you for Blackboard. No, you've done, oh, that's right, that's right. But anyways, so once you get used to that, good news is it's going to change. So by 2023, right, 2023, they want us to move over to a different version of Blackboard called Blackboard Ultra. And I asked Amber to come to just kind of show us what does that mean? You know, like what is the big difference? Not till 2023, so we're good. So Amber, I will turn it over to you, and let me stop sharing. And I can make you host. Do you need to share your screen, I assume?
I do, yes.
So let me make you a host.
Woohoo! I feel so powerful. I have host permissions. Yay. All right,
You're
I see
in.
it. Yay.
You're the head honcho.
Well, right now, before I start sharing my screen and get it yet again, another PowerPoint up for all of you, I just want to say thank you so much for those who are here late this evening, sharing their time, as I see Belinda is doing exactly what I'm about ready to do. Look at that thing back in. That is awesome. I know that he needs to come do that for me.
It's from Texas too. The license plate is Texas.
Oh, that's so
Come
awesome.
right in.
Yes, come on over for dogs and marshmallows. I'm excited. I think we all need to go there. But again, I know your time is precious, so that's why I wanted to say thank you so much. Again, as Michelle has mentioned, I don't know about the Blackboard guru, but I do have a lot of experience with Blackboard. He's the ultimate photo bop. That's so cool.
We're having trouble hearing you in here, and we were playing with the speakers like a whole bunch.
Okay.
So
can you hear me better? How about folks on Zoom? Can you hear me okay?
Zoom
I can hear you great. I can hear you great. This is Belinda.
Mr. Jim Slosser was in here screwing around with the speakers on our behest. So we're not hearing the sound on the front screen.
Hold
on a second.
All right, give her a tech moment. It's not a matter of, my coworker told me this one of his first days in, and I have to agree with him hands down. For those that can hear me, it's not a matter of if technology fails, it's a matter of when. Yes.
I don't know which speaker he turned off is the issue.
Ooh.
I think you need to use the speaker on the TV and in the front.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mindy.
That's what I was trying to do, but I knew. Okay, say something.
Hello.
It's not coming
Testing.
coming across at all.
I guess I can always record it and send it to everyone.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
Does she know which speaker is being used right now? Is it the one? Is it
No,
that
what
one
I'm trying
that's
to
sitting on
find
the
is
front?
which speaker is being used?
When in doubt, and I know I'm outing myself when I do this, but when in doubt, I just start unplugging things that aren't supposed to be plugged in until they don't get recognized anymore, and then just plug everything back in when I'm done. So I know I'm in the doghouse now with IT for saying that, but
well, I tell you what, let me jump on to my laptop just in the essence of time.
Sure, of course.
And that way we can just huddle and listen that way.
No problem. At that point, right now, I will just go ahead and share my screen to get that pulled up so we're all ready to go. How's that?
Yeah, and I also hit the home button up front. So it's not showing there either. Hold on a second. Oh, life is like a box of chocolates. Hey, hold on 1 second here. We're getting there.
How about now? Can everyone see my screen? For those that can't hear me, can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mindy.
Okay, I'm coming.
Recording in progress.
You guys want to huddle with me here?
Oh, we gonna come over here.
Yeah, if you want to come here, we'll just. Is that okay? Yep. We can see you now.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I'm going to crank it up a little bit. We're
Uh-oh.
good.
Just don't crank up the bass too high. You know, you don't want to alarm the security. They might come over and think it's a party.
Well, you know, it is all about that bass.
True, it is true. All right, so I'll just begin because I know poor Michelle is definitely struggling with the stuff that's going on in there. So thank you all for being so patient. But again, I'm here to discuss a little bit about Blackboard Ultra. And I have a brief presentation, which I have sent you a link to, Michelle. So please feel free to distribute and share, as it will contain interactive links to resources on the web that will be able to assist faculty with getting started and acclimated with Blackboard Ultra. Okay. So let's see here. Hey, all right. Ooh, that is so awesome too, Belinda. I love that place. Love getting in there with my boat. So first and foremost, you know, what are some of the things, for those of you that are new instructors, welcome to Owens Community College. My name is Amber Sherick with the Office of E-Learning. And at this moment, I'm working remotely, but I will be back on campus Monday. So have need of me, please feel free to stop over to our office in College Hall, room 115. It's directly across from the mail center. So again, College Hall, room 115, right across from the mail center. Or you can always send me an email, Amber_Sherick, that's she and the word Rick together. So she and Rick, that's how you spell it, SHERICK, @owens.edu. And you can always find me haunting Teams too at times if you're a Teams fan. So if you're not sure what Blackboard is and you've never used it before, you have tech issues, don't worry, because you aren't alone. So for those of you that have your tech savvy handy, what I'm going to ask you to do is, if you will, kind of comment with me by either getting on your cell phone and typing in 36707 on your text message. So go to your text message app. And act like you were going to type in a number to send a text message to, and type in 36707 as the message, the place where you're going to be sending a text message. Then in your text message text box, type in your answer as your response to the question, what worries you most about teaching online? Or if you're on a computer and you'd like to log on to Poll Everywhere, which is pollev.com, when it asks you to sign into a session, sign in with Amber Sherick 033. You don't have to enter your name. This is totally anonymous. In fact, sometimes we find students respond better when there's an anonymity, so we don't have to worry about being outed for the answers that we provide. There's no wrong answers here, but again, text message, or you can hop on your text message on your cell phone, type in 36707 as the message destination number, and then in the text message box, as you were typing in the body of your text, type in an answer. Michelle, give me a nod if everybody's ready over there.
Are we supposed to go ahead and type in the answer
Yes,
to that?
you
Okay.
can go ahead, because the next slide will actually show the answers that you've been plugging in.
Okay.
This is an example of some of the technology that we do have on board at Owens Community College, but it's also freebie. So for those of you that are not familiar with using polleverywhere.com, go to polleverywhere.com when you get a chance, create a free instructor account. You can download the plugin to PowerPoint and do exactly what I'm doing here. And it makes you look like a rock star with very few efforts. So Michelle, are we ready? Give me a nod or no? Yes, no? Okay, I see that. Okay, ready? Here we go. So as the responses will come in, I should be able to see them here. So let me try it again. It should be coming in. Anybody respond to these yet? Okay. So again, it's not a matter of if technology fails, it's a matter of when, right?
I think you have the wrong number on the previous.
So say 36707.
It said 36707. This one
Right.
says 37607.
Then I do have the wrong number, and Amber has had a moment. 37607. I apologize. So if you did send a text, thank you, Mindy, for catching my issue. So text message to 37607. That's very funny because yesterday I used this. I think the other one must have been 37607 or 36707. So they gave me a new number. Anything yet? Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. How about go ahead, Mindy, and just log on or open up your voice mic and go ahead and tell us what you responded, because again, tech issues.
I sent mine, so I got a message back.
Me too.
Okay. So again, text. What was your response, Mindy?
To the question?
Yes, to your question. What concerns you about teaching?
Teaching online, I guess, making sure that the students are getting the information they need, that they're not completely bored in the process of getting that information. And I always want to make sure that my assignments are relative and not just busy work.
Okay. Good point. Good point, especially with the busy work, because I've got some of those classes right now as a student online. I feel that pain. Belinda, Liz, anyone else, or Michelle, if you just want to turn on your mic, because I'm going to scrap this in the essence of time. What are some of the questions or concerns that you have teaching online?
I said, I'm concerned about not being able to see the students, and I'm also concerned about looking tech dumb.
Oh, like me.
No.
No, this is one of those moments where it's a classic example, Belinda, of when we feel a little inept at technology. And this could have been a simple error on my part, because this was a presentation previously used. I just adapted it for tonight. So potentially, if I hadn't tested the polleverywhere.com poll, which I didn't tonight, I did yesterday, that's a failing on my part of preparation. So I didn't completely test everything. But even when that happens, there's times where if you don't log into one spot, or the computer has restrictive permissions, which I found yesterday when I had to log into a desktop computer at the Owens campus classroom, I was not able to share the presentation as well as I wanted to. So the students, especially in light of COVID and the pandemic, Belinda, I do feel that they have become much more understanding. And I know I have as an educator and a supportive staff member. Other things from anyone else?
I can probably guess yours.
What would you
No,
guess?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Right now, I'm just worried about getting everything on there that needs to be on there.
So just trying to get everything in Blackboard, everything set up for the course. That's pretty much the gist of it. For me too, it's just trying to get everything on there.
You know, mine is definitely
Same for
mine.
Vicky.
And that's why we're here, right?
Yep.
What can I do to give you all a leg up? So let me reintroduce the idea that Michelle has already done. And I completely understand those concerns. They're very valid concerns. I'm the one that ends up working with the pinch hitters, those instructors who are hired at last 2 weeks before classes start, and it's panic. It's, oh, well, we have been using Blackboard original course views at Owens Community College historically. However, in light of the things that have happened, we now have 2 different types of courses. And here's my blurb. This is my political blurb. So I'll do the handshake. And the college would like to see everyone transition to the Ultra Course platform by spring of 2023. Okay, That's the e-learning stance. The college would like to see everyone transition to the Ultra platform by spring of 2023. So what are some of the highlighted differences? The original course view has a static text-based menu on the left-hand side. Within Blackboard, each menu link could be a content area in and of itself. So the student has to click on a menu link in the menu in order to access the content, which would appear then on the right-hand side of the page. You can also put in web links, tool links to like My Grades, sending email, many things. With the Ultra view, there is a text-based menu, which is static. It is not something that you can modify. There are 5 main areas for students and instructors alike. And instead of providing the content hidden behind the course menu links, Ultra actually shows an outline view of the entire course. So in your mind, picture an outline or a table of contents of a textbook. And if that table of contents were able to be expanded, if you clicked on each link, what would be contained inside of that outline? Because that's the stance and that's how Ultra delivers the course content. Again, there are some issues with the Ultra course, but there's also some issues with the original course, and specifically those relating to ADA. There are a lot of things that we do have leeway to do as instructors in the original course, which may not comply with accessibility, such as Section 508 or ADA or even WCAG. It's a simplified interface. So if you're worried about tackling to learn Blackboard and you've never used it before, or you already use the original course and you find it so technical, frustrating, where you just want to snatch yourself bald, pardon the phrase, but it's more difficult because you have to know all the knowledge and then apply it in an original course. In an Ultra course, it's more user intuitive. Ultra tries to anticipate what your needs are and put those things in front of you to help you get where you need to go. So for example, this is an example of what an Ultra course looks like. And if you notice in the upper left-hand corner, that's that text-based menu I was telling you about: content, calendar, discussions, grade books, messages, and analytics for us instructors. Students don't see analytics, but the content lives on the course content page. This is the arrival page. There is no announcements page. Announcements are actually handled differently. They appear as a pop-up on top of the screen. Whenever there's a new announcement, you can be guaranteed that students are seeing it right in front of them. No missing an assignment, an announcement that pops up on top of your screen, because they can't get into the course until they acknowledge that they've seen that announcement. It's a nice plus.
We're back to pop-up boxes.
But this is one that
It's a good
Owens
one.
IT allows, okay? It doesn't hurt. It's not going to tell you that there's a browser pop-up that's preventing that. That's
Yeah.
That's fine. But in case anybody had that question. But there's also an area on the left-hand side where we're used to seeing the course menu. It's called Details and Actions. Consider this synonymous with like the course control panel, course management. A lot of the things that are most commonly used are listed in this area, with the exception of the gradebook, which has its own dedicated menu link. Again, the course content is here. How do you create this stuff? Wow. Believe it or not, there's no build content, there's no assessments, there's no tools, there's no partner content. So none of those options that you have to worry about. And for those of you that never heard those phrases before, don't worry about it. If you start out with Ultra, you never have to worry about those. But notice right above where my mouse cursor is, there's a add symbol. It's a plus sign with a circle around it. If you want to think of it as a Phillips screw head, fine with me. It's the add. Click on the add and choose to create. For those of you that are used to content and being able to add tests and assignments, you do it all in one space. Click the add button. If you want to expand an area, like I said, with the outline of the menu, you would either click somewhere on the rectangle of the material, the name of the item, or if you see that you can open or expand it, there's an arrow on the right-hand side. In addition, for us as instructors, we have this lovely little thing called the ellipsis. For those of you that are English majors, you know what I'm talking about. There's more behind this. For those of us that are used to the original course and clicking that gray circle with the caret, the white V, whatever you call, I've heard it called so many things. It's cute. Some people have their own terminology, but it's the edit button for a lot of us. Clicking this ellipsis anywhere where the ellipsis shows allows us to see more options. So if I need to modify this, I click the ellipsis. Notice in the upper right-hand corner of course content, almost directly across from course content, is an ellipsis. This is the main editing options. This is where you would perform a course copy, import materials to your class, or even modify materials in bulk. Remember how difficult it was if you were an original course teacher, deleting things painfully one by one, such as announcements, such as course content. You don't have to worry about this with Ultra. You can delete things in bulk. You can also modify your dates in bulk with this ellipsis. So there's a lot of things that it can do. And thankfully, Student Preview still maintains its lovely area in the upper right-hand corner. So if you're looking to see what your course looks like as a student, I encourage you to check out the Student Preview often and try your course out as a student. You can actually test some of your assessments this way. You as a student preview user kind of submit an assignment, and then you can go back in as an instructor and see how to grade it. And then you'll know what the students experience and you'll know your workflow and get familiar with it much faster and not have to worry about grading things live and potentially blowing Blackboard up. I've heard people say it. I know you might joke, but I've heard people say it. You don't have to worry about doing that. You can't break Ultra. And if you do, it's probably already been done. So let's take a look, okay? What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hop on to Owens Community College, and I'll bring this up here. For those of you that are not familiar with getting to Blackboard, the way you will do that is you will go to the owens.edu homepage, or you can simply type in ozone.owens.edu. So tech speak for get to this page. Type in your Owens username, type in your Ozone password, click login. You're going to see a new Blackboard homepage, which for those of you that haven't seen Blackboard before, here's a couple ways to get to it from Banner. First of all, the quick links, which Lord knows where yours is. You can do how you want with this. The fastest way, go to the upper left, click the main menu, the 3 lines. I don't know why they call it a hamburger. The only thing that comes to mind is Atari's Burger Time. One of the resources is Blackboard. Fastest way to get there. So that way you don't have to worry about where the card is in the link. It's right here. Click that. When Blackboard decides to come up, because it's temperamental, it's technology, notice on the left, you have a course menu of your entire Blackboard. You've got an institution page. This gives you resources as an instructor. You have e-learning tools, things about proctoring exams online, student services, and especially for faculty, IT help. We need it, trust me, and so do students. So those materials and links are here. Going to your profile page, I'm going to briefly do this. You can put in a profile image. And you can also, on this page, set up your stream, email, and push notifications. I strongly recommend just fiddling with the email notifications. Get used to those first. You don't have to worry about push unless you've got your phone hooked up to Blackboard. Don't need to. Email's great. Activity Stream will give you a timeline of events that have happened in your courses, and that is based on this Activity Stream notification setting. Right now, e-learning does not set any of these up as default. It is on faculty and on students to set up the notification preferences the way you want them to be done, which leads me into some other things as well when I talk about the template. When you go to courses, which is going to be the main page that you'll go to get to your classes, you'll click courses, and we'll talk about that quickly. Don't worry about organizations, still in work in progress. The calendar. The calendar is really cool. And for those of you that are battening down the hatches, doing double duty, have students in assignments, as well as you've got kids in college or classes or extracurricular activities, and you're balancing your husband's calendar as well, no problem. You can take your Blackboard calendar by clicking the gear in the upper right of the calendar, click the ellipsis on the calendar settings, and share out your Blackboard calendar so you can merge or sync this with additional calendars like your Outlook calendar for Owens.
That's nice.
And then you can also select which calendars you'd like to sync and which calendars you'd like to see. In the original Blackboard, this was quite clunky. However, in our new Blackboard, it's quite streamlined because as a student or faculty member, look at this thing. This is like a teacher's dream. It's all color coded, and believe it or not, they're all interactive links. So if I want to go to this lab 1.1 that's due the 15th of August, all I have to do is click this link as a student or an instructor, follow it. Here's my lab 1.1 wellness profile. Click this link and look what happens. Blackboard directs me right to the assignment that the student needs to get into. And this obviously is publisher content. So going back to Blackboard, if I can get there, go back. Once you get into your calendar, for you and students alike, if you have assignments listed in Blackboard, you're going to be ornery, aren't you? Fine. Once you get into Blackboard to your calendar, it's really beneficial. And the students will also benefit because instead of having to log into Blackboard, log into your course, locate the link inside of your course content, which could be in a content area, it could be in a folder, it could be on Mars. We don't know sometimes as a student. It's difficult. So this calendar is here to help us. And believe it or not, if students set up their notifications, they can be notified by email that they have due dates coming up. And if they click that link in their notification, it'll take them right to the assignment in Blackboard to get it done.
So Amber, quick question.
Mhm.
The calendar, if you set up your assignments in Blackboard, it automatically pulls those in by the due dates in Blackboard.
That's correct. So the
Right.
due dates, and that's why it's going to be imperative for us as faculty
Thank
when
you
we
so
create
much.
assignments in Blackboard to make sure that they're assigned due dates. And one of the things about Ultra is that it tries to push a due date on you, almost as if you can't do the assignment without putting in a due date.
Calendars.
Okay.
For whatever student is registered for.
I was surprised.
The color codes.
I have to step away really quick, but I do have a question.
Go ahead.
So if we have the, and I'm sure you already answered this,
That's okay.
but if we have our course already created in the old version, how difficult is it to transfer in?
Great question. I love that
Did you answer it
question.
already?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So for those of us that are looking to transition from the original style course that we're used to into Ultra, there is the probability of being able to convert your course. So let me go into that. And if you have questions about messages or grades, they act very similar to the calendar page, where again, the students have interactive links to be able to communicate through messages, which is an in Blackboard messaging system. And the grades page for both you and students, you can go right to your grading items in all of your classes or see all of your classes grades on one page for students. So that's kind of nice. But to answer Mindy's question, which is a great question again, I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to hop into a course. We'll say faculty resources. So I think this is going to work. I hope. We'll see. Let me try it one more time. Yeah. You're going to give me a hard time, aren't you? Nope, that one's not going to work. Let me try a different one. I have a dev demo in here somewhere. I think I can do it with this one still. All right, when you go into your course, everyone, and you're in the original course view, the first time you log in to a new course, and that's when you can make the transition from original to Ultra, is only
What if
when
I already clicked no?
That's okay. Click this little button in the upper right-hand corner of the course. As long as the course is not available to students, meaning this lock icon is closed, and this icon appears, you still have the choice. So if you click the orange pencil icon in the upper right-hand corner next to student preview and course availability, you will re-enable the option to try or test drive the Ultra course view. When you do that, you will kick your course into conversion mode. All existing content in your course menu If it's a content page, so for instance, course content, or if you've created new content pages like lectures, weekly assignments, whatever customized things you've done, those content areas will come in over into Ultra as folders of content. So your materials integrity should still be there. However, I will tell you, as Mindy mentioned, how hard is it? Be prepared for a lot of technical warnings of the course conversion process. You are able to get course conversion exception messages, and you'll see them when the course completes its conversion to Ultra. I'm going to reload my page, see if I can force it to go. But once you kick your course into the preview mode, and after your course converts, when you see your course converted, which it's still doing it, so we'll give it a moment. Once it's done, you're going to receive some emails during the process. Your course is being converted. Your course was converted. At this time, please know that those emails are things that are set directly from Blackboard. So Mindy, to kind of head off the question before it comes, what if you try the preview mode of Ultra and you say, I hate it, ugh, I want to go back to the original? You do have the option to go back to the original course as long as it's before the course start date and the courses are automatically made available. If your course is in Ultra preview mode and you make the course available to students, you force it into Ultra mode, period, it's done, it's set. There's no going back at that time, unless you want to try next semester. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
so if my online courses are already done and ready for the semester in the old version, I probably should wait.
Well, the choice is going to be up to you. How much time do you have to prepare? And
I
if
don't
everything's
have a lot of time because they go live Monday, right?
yeah, well, I still am working with faculty who haven't even put in a syllabus yet. Yeah, so that's because, again, some things happen. Life happens when you're busy making other plans. That's my phrase. But as the course, again, Lord have mercy, I'm not sure. There shouldn't be this much stuff in the course. But if your courses are all set up and you're ready to go for this semester, I would recommend actually getting a developmental shell of Ultra and test driving that and see, take your content from one course, download it or copy it, and then put it in your developmental shell, which I'll tell you later in the presentation how you can request a developmental sandbox in Ultra, or whatever you want to call it, test course, developmental course, any of the above.
Okay,
But I'll explain all that. Yes. So how hard is it? Honestly, Mindy, the short answer is it depends. And that's a really stinky answer, but it depends on the complexity of your course content. It depends on the sophistication of the tools that you're using, what you depend on, and in all actuality, how much of the fringe benefits you use of the original type course. So as an example, if I go into an original course, this one, say for instance, and I'm in this original course, these items, at this time, we can actually change the color of the name of these items in original. We can't do that in Ultra because of ADA. They have set that compliance on us because some folks, they'll change it to a color that they think is awful pretty, but light yellow for a text,
difficult to read, right?
Yeah. So, for those of us that are schooled in this kind of information, which most of us are here in education, we recognize that could be a problem. That could be a huge potential ADA accessibility issue.
It's training too, so.
Other questions so far about converting Ultra while I wait for this stinky thing there? Finally. Any questions?
Nope.
All right. I'm bringing virtual cake.
Oh, just keep an eye out. Yeah, don't be overwhelmed with that.
All right. So what's happened is my course was converted, and notice, I'll go back really quick. Once the course was converted, in my list view of the courses, my course got assigned a color. So it's color coded. Okay, not too bad. If I click on the course name and I enter the course, now I'm in the Ultra preview mode. At this point, Mindy, Belinda, Liz, and everyone that's attending, this is a do-over place. If you make changes in this Ultra sandbox or preview, and you choose not to use the Ultra course because choosing this button in the lower right-hand corner, use the Ultra course, that finalizes and puts you into Ultra mode, period, for this course. If you do things in here and add things, and then you go back to the original course, all of that is undone. So anything that exists in your original course, when you go into the preview mode, will come over into Ultra Preview. But if you add things to the Ultra Preview, and then you go back to the original course type, those things that you added while in preview mode will go away. They will disappear as if it never happened. So again, here's your course menu. Nice because it is sticky. For those of you that love the word sticky, sticks to the top of the menu. No matter where you go, you can scroll all the way down. Belinda?
Yes, I did think of a question. I'm sorry to interrupt you. When you, and you maybe you already said this, if I copy my course in original, can I take the copied and put it into Blackboard? And then if I click on use the Ultra course, like let's say I think I like it, use the Ultra course, I click on that, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I changed my mind. Can I go to the original copy?
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
in Belinda's, I think what I understand, Belinda, is that if you get a new fresh Blackboard course, which we get every semester when we're assigned to our courses that we teach, if you copy content into that original course, and then you enable the preview mode, anything that's already in that original course will come into the preview mode. Ultra conversion process will attempt to modify your content if it needs to fit the Ultra style course. If you go back to the original course, everything will go back to the way it was before you chose the preview mode. Does that help?
Yeah, I'm saying
Like make a
If-
save copy. Is that what you're saying?
yes, yes. So I decide I like all the changes I made. So I hit use the Ultra course,
Uh-huh.
right? But
She's
then
saying
all of a
keep a
sudden,
copy. Yeah,
Okay.
make a copy and try it in Ultra. And then if you like it, replace the copy that you kept in old Blackboard.
or
Is that right?
just have that old one in old Blackboard as my backup.
Mhm.
But I plan on, let's say I plan on using the Ultra, but then I realize before school starts that I'm not as familiar with this or as comfortable with this as I thought I was. So I want to go back to the original, but normally you've already deleted it. But if I have a copy, right, then I haven't deleted it. Is that correct?
Well, and I think what I'm getting at now, and what I think I understand you're saying, is that if you try Ultra for a semester and you want to convert your Ultra course back to an original course,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
that's possible. However, you will have some modifications to do for the original course.
Right, I
Because-
getcha. That makes
and-
sense.
The reason why is because Ultra takes what's in your course menu in original, and it makes any content area a folder. Notice here we have student help and resources, web course preparation. These are links, web links in our course menu of original, and they do convert over as web links. But there are certain tool links such as the My Grades, send email, announcements. Those types of links, tool links, do not convert over. If you decide that you like your Ultra course, when you are completely in the Ultra course, this main edit option, ellipsis, will show you more than batch edit and import content. You'll be able to copy, you'll be able to export a copy of this course. So if you want to convert your course back from Ultra to an original style, you will need to perform an export of your Ultra course because you can't copy from Ultra to original. Blackboard doesn't allow that. So you need to export your Ultra course and then import it into the original.
So I think we will talk about it as a group on how we want to make this conversion, I think. And I think over maybe we'll go through spring and maybe we can do some training, some actual trainings that Amber already has set up. Would be a good time to do that when we're not rushing. So we'll get that training in and we're all going to go through it together, and we'll have a target date, I think, of fall of next year. that gives us a chance to kind of do a development course, play with it, maybe copy some stuff from old to new. So we're all comfortable and we're not rushing to do this. So this is really meant to just be an overview to say, it's not bad, it's just different. So it's actually much more pared down than the one you're using now. So it just doesn't allow you to bury things 3, 4, 5 clicks deep,
Mhm.
which happens, so Amber, I hate to cut you off, but we got to finish the rest of our stuff.
Sure.
But what I can
Sure.
promise is that we will, as a group, we'll figure out a time that maybe we can do a training with you. As
Mhm.
we're working on our courses, we're in and, dig down and dirty and maybe do
Sure.
a developmental course.
No problem. Didn't mean to get off task,
No,
but I will.
you're perfect. You're perfect.
I'll just end with this. This presentation, this PowerPoint has embedded links. There are links to take you to a website for the Ultra Instructor Orientation. There is a YouTube playlist that's been put together by eLearning showing you how to step-by-step do things in an Ultra course. So if you're one of those folks that likes to watch the videos 5 minutes or less, check it out. That's a great resource. This is a PowerPoint I've given to Michelle. I've sent it to her as a link so she can send it and share it with all of you. We in eLearning actually have templates. So I have a start here template that provides all the welcome information, how to get to the orientation for Blackboard. I can go through it with each of you individually. There is also in this link 2 different template files, one for 8-week, one for 16-week. Both contain the start here. They're for Ultra, and information on how to import this template into your Ultra course.
Yeah.
For those of you that are QM fans, I strongly encourage you to get involved, as well as this last link here. That, as Michelle mentioned, there are many trainings. We do provide them weekly with the Office of eLearning. I call them my weekly webinars. I used to call them weekly Wednesday webinars, but weekly webinars every other Tuesday, Wednesday. So I alternate Tuesday, then the next week it's Wednesday. If you click on this, this will take you to a web page where, again, you'll see different modules about getting familiar with some of the things. And it does actually include an overview as well as the calendar itself. There's a nice little widget in there you can see, and links to the instructor playlist for YouTube videos for Ultra, and also introduces you to QM. So this little last tidbit here is probably your best nugget of information. And I would highly recommend at least bookmarking this link, if not all of them. And again, this will take you to a shared drive, download both zip files,